created through their journals a guided meditation. And then they recorded it and played it back for each other so they would lead themselves to the meditation. They took such ownership of that, they really loved it. I think one morning we played something on the loudspeaker so that all the students could meditate for a minute. So that was a neuroscience intervention that we used. Next. Then we had a healing bowls class, and everything we do in here, we always start with the teachers or the administrators or whoever. So like the healing bowls, we all got trained first. Brought a company in, they taught everybody in a day how to use the bowls, and then we taught the students. And basically, making a long story short, healing bowls are vibrational, so the whole purpose is that we're all made out of water. So when we're laying down, if we're all stressed out, the water's like an ocean, and the vibrations can help calm the water. On the right that's the old version of our meditation room, but just to give you an idea, that was our meditation room, and it's a really nice room. Okay. That's the meditation pod. This one, we had a QR code right on here, and students would be trained in the meditation class, and then we would pull students down who were having, emotion dysregulation or whatnot, and the student would tell the person to go in. It was hooked up to a tablet, and then they would follow the guided meditation, breathe in, breathe out, and then they would leave, go back to the QR code, and fill in the post-survey. So if you look at this, what we found was initially 50% of the students felt calm, 41% felt relaxed, 18% peaceful, 30% anxious. After the pod, %78 calm, 71% relaxed, 50% peaceful, and 1.8% anxious. Kids don't lie. They're saying that, And you can see when they come out of the pod, they're kind of like, all calm. All right. And again, all of this is stuff you can do. You can even just create the Google form, create the QR code, and just do a 10-minute meditation and have the kids do it before and after. Because they know we need data to support that sometimes. All right. Then we created another venture. I found some people in Baltimore and Balkan states or something, and we decided to create an app for bullying. And to make a long story short, we introduced virtual reality. We bought a whole bunch of virtual reality headsets, and we created a bully that you sat at a desk with, and they started up with you. And the only way to get them to stop is to say one of these responses. Otherwise, the bully keeps going. This was one of the things I was talking about before, where I didn't really know the technology, and the kids would come on and say, "No, you got to click this, click that, click that." So that was another way to handle stressed out students, anxious students, angry students, bullied students, bullying students. Because the bully, you can also kind of get an idea of what it's like on the other side. All right. And I'm rushing through a lot of this, but I'm not going anywhere. So this is just telling us that the other thing you could do in the VR app that we used was create an AI-generated safe space. So you can literally put the goggles on and say, my childhood bedroom with the pink sheets and the da-da-da-da, and then it creates it for you. So whenever you're having any kind of issues, you can always press that button and go right back to your safe space. But there are other things you can do. You can do mindfulness meditations, breathing techniques, muscle relaxation, and desensitization, and the list is endless. All right, this is an easy one. Sour candy is a grounding technique. I bought a bag of warheads, and I would have students come into my office, usually after they got into a fight. I'd bring them in my office. I'd be like, "What's up?" And they'd be like, you know, and I'd say, "I'll tell you what, just take this and just try it for now." And they would, some of them would take it and say, "This is disgusting," but a good chunk of students took it. And as they, you know, I'm saying, "Do you realize you're relaxed now?" "Oh yeah," because it's been actually shown in studies as a grounding technique for panic attacks. It puts you from fight or flight, activates your parasympathetic nervous system, and brings you down into a calmer state. So this is a little trick you can use if you want. And I don't think it's a stock company, so I'm not doing any sales for warheads. Bilateral stimulation. They have these little things you can buy. You can buy them on Amazon, and they buzz. So like left buzz, right buzz, left buzz. And again, it's similar to the candy. It's a way to deactivate your fight or flight response. What student doesn't want to take the things and say, "Oh," and experience that? And then we are up to this guy, Harry Campbell. Works for Biofeedback International Company. We had him come into our school a long time ago and have had a relationship ever since where he had different gadgets, and he's going to demonstrate one right now, of ways to regulate student behavior and emotion. So, you want to volunteer?
Sure.
Do we have a volunteer? Okay, good. Come on up. No, there's no pictures.
Oh, interesting.
No pictures in this.
I can too. I can smile.
Usually we tell somebody what they're volunteering for first, but you can have a seat here.
Good point. You're volunteering to basically do a simple program that we used that you can, they're out there as well, on learning to manage your heart rate variability.
So this is a sensor that's just going to go on your finger. Finger in there. Right? And what it's doing is it's picking up heart rate activity. And I'm going to ask someone else to, would you mind doing this? So this is a chart, and I'm going to ask you to do something in a second. So here is, this is showing her heart rate activity. There was flatline. That was just because she wasn't connected. So now it's picking up her heart rate. And the image that's there is being affected by what her heart rate is doing. Okay? So this is one of the tools that we might use to help a person train to regulate their nervous system, to calm down, and so on. And it's measuring something called heart rate variability, right? So when you're, somebody might ask you what your pulse is, it might be 70 beats a minute, etc. But it doesn't stay there all the time, it varies. So this is a measure of how much it varies. And it's healthy for it to vary. Here is showing a measure of the level of heart rate variability. And right now it's on the low end, which is okay. I'm gonna ask, now it's picking up a little bit. So give her a number from there.
Okay.
And your job is going to be to subtract 7.
Jeez,
all right?
Louise.
And you're going to continue. You're going to give the first answer out loud, and then continue for, say, about a minute. All right?
Okay.
So give her a number.
381.
Seriously? You went to
Well,
digits?
And just let her know if she's right or wrong.
Oh,
Go ahead.
All
A
right.
different number?
381 you said? 374?
381.
All right, so
No.
374.
And now I pick another number?
Is that right?
We don't know.
Just
We're just asking.
those are the answers. Those are the answers.
These are the answers.
So you're going to just keep going. So
Through the list? Anyone?
no, where did you
I started
start?
here.
So just have her keep going, -7, and just keep going.
Oh,
down.
I see. That's how we use the chart.
Right?
I didn't realize
So was she right?
What was the response? I apologize.
374.
Correct, yes.
All right, next.
Next. Anything
Minus
next?
7.
640.
No.
No,
just
in
have
order.
her keep going.
Oh, okay.
Minus
You
7.
just keep minus. Keep subtracting 7.
I should have hooked them up.
I didn't realize, yeah. The instructions weren't clear.
Keep going.
374, so we go to 370, and then we go to 367.
Correct.
Okay. And then 360,
Correct.
and then 353.
Now you notice our heart
Correct.
rate is pretty flat. Keep going. Don't mind us.
Okay. And then 347.
Incorrect.
Oh, hold up. What was that before? 350?
You said 353 before.
All right, so go back to 350 and then go back to 356. Oh, 346.
Yeah.
Okay,
346.
now you're
Yeah.
gonna stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I just want you to watch this. You can look at it on that screen if it's easier for you. This is
thought I
a
had to
breathing
subtract.
pacer. So when it's going up, we want you to inhale. When it's going down, I want you to exhale. So
Okay.
just nice. And keep your shoulders relaxed. We want most of the movement here. So you're just gonna inhale, your belly should kind of go out. And exhale, just go in, okay? Now you see the marker here? So just that quick, her heart rate variability shifted just because she shifted her breathing and she's not trying to do this stressful task right now.
Oh, right. That's right.
So it's a way to teach someone not that they have to use the technology all the time, but it shows what some of the techniques that we can do, even if we're not using the technology, is the effect it's having on our nervous system. So we tend to use it for training for a while, and then eventually we want the person to not have to rely on it anymore. So that's, and we can, you know, there's a lot of other things we can do, but this is one of the ways we can use it. Now you see she kind of fell off a little bit there, but just, were you thinking anything specific when you were doing it?
When I was doing
When you start to go to the left. Because one of the things you also start to do is notice how your thoughts are affecting your nervous system. And so when it starts to come this way, just try to relax again and go back into the breathing.
I was looking to see like if the top line was mirrors the bottom line, going up and down with it.
And you were concerned that it wasn't?
Well, I was just, I don't know, that's when I flatlined.
All right, so just try to go back into it again. And we'll just give it another minute and then we'll stop. Because I think we have one more thing to do. So just follow the pacer. And what we're going to see is once she starts doing well again, then the image is going to change and you'll hear the music again. So you can see the times when this looks more like this, then that's when she's doing better. There's times when it kind of gets like that, where either the breathing may not be as smooth or even just what you're thinking. First of all, you got a room full of people watching you. And it's like, you know, I got to make this work and all that. So there's that pressure. You think about even like test anxiety and things like that, where the nervous system is constantly doing stuff like this. And so at the same time that we're trying to perform mentally, our nervous system is kind of working against us. And you think about when that is going on, it's affecting the very part of the brain that we need to perform, you know, academically. So just a demonstration. We will give her a hand. So let me get back into the,
Just to, so we had an elective called biofeedback. Then we changed it to neurology, neuroscience. And we had about 20 computers in the computer room. And students learned how to do this. And there's other programs. For example, there's like a race car, a speedboat. And basically, the more relaxed they got themselves, the faster the boat went. If they were like too hyper or they stopped paying attention, the boat conked out. So these are good ways to teach students that they can regulate their emotions, in these cases by something else guiding them, but in its simplest form, allowing them to just breathe. This is heart rate monitor, heart rate variability, another aspect of biofeedback, because biofeedback is not just one way to measure stress in real time. Can anyone think of one other way in real time you can measure stress levels?
Your body temperature.
This is a trick question. Skin temperature. That's what that is. Skin temperature.
anybody have an idea of why the temperature would be related to stress and relaxation?
I just know my kids are very sweaty, and their heart rate races. They get all sweaty when you talk to them about naughty things.
What makes your hands warm?
Yeah.
The blood flow.
Blood
Your
flow,
heart
right.
rate is pumping
So when
towards-
you're
pumping
relaxed,
out.
the blood vessels are more open. When you get stressed, the blood vessels tighten up as part of the fight or flight response. And so when they're tighter, less blood gets to your hands, so that's why they get colder. So as you relax, think about the blood vessels in your hands opening up more blood flow in there, and your hands get warmer. All right, and I can hear some people's thoughts saying, well, my hands are always cold, right? Anybody? Yeah, so it doesn't mean necessarily that it's always stress, but that could have something to do with it. And the people that say my hands are always cold, I always challenge them to be more mindful of it at different times and notice that sometimes your hands are actually warm and what's going on at that time. You know, are you maybe not at work, you're relaxed, you're having fun, you know, so something to watch. And that's what those stress cards can help you do, is you can just pull it out and check at any different time. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. All right. That's pretty much it on our end. I'll give you my emails in case you want to write down questions. They don't cost anything. I'm not, I just like to share and teach. So it's Dr. Scott Silverman, or actually, I guess it's easier that way, right? drscottsilverman@gmail.com, and Harry's at biofeedbackinternational.com. Opening it up for any questions, and if not, thank you so much for coming. I still think this is the most important thing in here, and you passed the test to recognize that. Thank you all for coming. Again, open door.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.